type of marketing. Now, that being said, we were mentioned on the Jeff O'Neill show. It was more of a comic bit, but
was it?
We thought it was quite funny, so we appreciate the guys on the show there. No.
Hey, you're on the GiggleDam too, aren't you?
Yes,
weren't you
we
involved?
are.
Tell me about the GiggleDam.
Okay. Well, actually, that's a funny story because the GiggleDam, I was actually a customer there. I went there for a party, and I got pulled up on stage and ended up becoming a dancing beaver. The guys thought I did such a great job as a dancing beaver, believe it or not, that I was talking to the owner afterwards because he is actually one of the main actors in the show. And I told him, I said, we're starting up an alcohol company. I said, we'd love to, get in your club. I figured, I was still in my beaver outfit, so I may as well give it a try. The best marketing's always when you're in costume.
Yeah, a beaver costume, yeah.
As a small business owner, you're always working.
You cannot get more Canadian than a beaver costume, okay? Yeah.
So anyway,
do you still have that costume?
No, it's the GiggleDams.
Oh, okay.
So he said, give me a call sometime, right? So when we got our samples in, I gave him a call and I said, our moonshine's in. How would you like to give it a try? And he said, sounds good. Come on down and visit us. And he gave us a time, just before one of their shows. And my wife and I, took, at the time, we only had 4 sample bottles in total. That's all the liquor board would let us bring in, was 4 sample bottles for all of our startup marketing. So we went there with our bottle, and actually I had this impact-proof case that I would keep the bottle in.
It was so precious.
Well, it was only 4 bottles. If I broke it, that's...
You were out of luck.
That's 25% of my samples gone, right? So I went to the GiggleDam, and I thought it was just going to be my wife and I sitting down with Mark, the owner. And we came in, and Mark said, "Oh, great to meet you guys. And here's our general manager, and here's our marketing director, and here's our 2 head bartenders. And we're all going to sit down." And I thought, "Oh, okay.
Nice.
It's getting a little more serious here, right?"
Yeah.
And but they were very, very friendly, and we sat down. We took our bottle out, and we started pouring some shots. And Mark said, "Whoa, just wait a minute." And he said, "We got to make this count." So he went to his bar, and he actually came back with let's just say a premium alcohol for a comparison, right? Because he said, "Well, if you guys are calling yourself a premium, we got to compare you to this other premium."
That's fair.
And I wasn't expecting that, actually. It kind of caught me off guard. And, for a second, I kind of doubted myself.
Well, if you're going to run with the big boys, now you got to...
Because honestly, he picked a very expensive bottle of vodka. Did he? But they came to the table, and we poured shots and whatnot, and he drank ours, and all the bartenders drank theirs and whatnot. And
that should have been a podcast.
It should have been.
And
they said, "Wow," they said, "yours is really smooth," right? They said it tastes like a vodka, right? But they said it's smooth. They said, "Now let's compare it," right? And Mark took a shot of their other premium vodka, and he looked at me and he said, "Are you kidding me?" He did not think that there would be such a difference between ours and that other premium, right?
There is. I can attest.
There's a huge difference.
There is. My wife loves vodka, and I enjoy a Caesar. I don't drink much, but I really enjoy a Caesar. And with your product, I can taste the clamato juice or the tomato juice or whatever I'm using in the Caesar. It virtually it hides behind. It's a sneaky little product you've invented because it hides behind.
Well, let me tell you a story. Oh, actually, but the result of that taste testing at the GiggleDam, they actually told us, they said, "You know what? We liked it so much." They automatically booted one of the vodkas right off their menu.
Get out of here.
Won't tell you which one it is. They booted one off their menu, and they put us in print right into their menu. And on top of that, they actually told us that anytime someone asks for a premium vodka there, they're going to the bartenders are going to recommend Keeley's Moonshine instead of maybe someone will ask for another one by name. And they incorporated us into their show.
You could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing. Nothing beats that. When they fall in love with your product so much, they say, "Okay, we're going to get knock another product off the shelf. Put yours as a headliner." And they just taste it.
And it was perfect too because they were doing a country show. and we had moonshine, and they told me, they said, we're going to warn you, we're going to be a little politically incorrect because that's what the GiggleDam does, right?
Yes, of course.
And what they ended up doing is they created a martini, and it was Keeley's moonshine, marshmallow liqueur, and creme de cacao, and they had a skewer on top with a marshmallow and a hunk of fudge, and they called it the Brokeback Cowboy. And I got to tell you, man, this martini tasted awesome.
I'll bet it did.
It was so good. And then actually their chef got into the act, and he actually created a menu item with our alcohol. He created a moonshine braised pulled pork sandwich. And this thing was so good, man.
So as he's frying the pulled pork, he pours the moonshine. Oh,
you betcha. And it's delicious. Actually, I think there's still.
I'm getting hungry.
The show's still going on.
Let's go to the GiggleDam.
You can
still one of those sandwiches.
And they named it the Drunken Pig.
Oh, get out of here!
So
have you ever heard of